Hello everybody. Welcome to KB Fibers. No music today. It's become a very big issue here. Very big issue. Makes me sad. So sad. Is what it is though. I mean, I think everything should work without me having to go through and turning things on, but we'll see once we get more people in. Perhaps. I don't know. Oops, I did not turn Gary on either. That's what I'm forgetting. Let's get Gary turned on. Yep, here comes Gary. Gary, the text-to-speech bot. Bum, 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 bum. Which means I will need my phone. I guess I'm already logged in. I don't need my phone. Alrighty. Apparently I had 2 missed calls.
Stream Elements. KB Fibers is now live. Streaming makers and crafting, knitting on the 10ST cable blanket and the Grape Valley.
I'll be right back
top.
in just a moment. Alright, let's try this again. I'm gonna try it again. I have to figure out the stickers, but stickers will be coming soon. And I know sometime in July is also my, actually it's June, but I pushed it back to July, is my, affiliate stream anniversary. I don't know how to actually pronounce that correctly, but we'll get there. We'll get there, won't we? Yeah. All the things. We are back to knitting the cable blanket. Almost finished this round. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I still have a whole nother round yet to go. I made it into the blue. I highly doubt the blue is going to make it all the way around. It would be nice if it did, but I kind of doubt that it does. So you noticed, no music today. My apologies. I have to figure out what is going on with using pretzel rocks for my stream. I watched somebody else's stream today, and they said they haven't had any issues using pretzel rocks. So I'm at a loss. I don't know what to do. Is what it is, but apparently to use the stickers, hopefully I can get this figured out before the affiliate anniversary, so we can do a sticker party. I gotta figure out how to do the right drawings or something to create stickers. I've seen some samples, but I'm not that good at drawing on my computer. I would need something more like a pen and maybe draw out a regular design, and then maybe trace over it with the pen to go into the computer, but I don't know. I don't have those things, and those things cost money, so is what it is. I'm gonna try to do what I can. I'm gonna try to create some stickers for you guys to paste here on stream. I'll figure it out. Somehow I will figure it out. Somehow, someday, some way. Hopefully before the affiliate anniversary party. I need to schedule that. July's just so busy. We have husband's birthday. First we have 4th of July. Then we have husband's birthday. Husband's brother from the other side of country will be visiting with the parents. So we'll be taking a trip up there. So no stream on July 6th and 7th. Yeah, I don't hate to be gone for 4 days, but we just might be gone for 4 days. I just don't know if I can get away with being gone that long with the hens and the cats. I have to figure all that out. I don't know that I would have a pet sitter. I could get away with 2 days with the cats. 2.5. But not much longer than that. So. Issues, problems, I don't know. All the things. So I don't know how long I'll be working on these 2 projects, but we're going. We're moving right along. I started stream a little early. I really want music on my stream. I just, I'm tired of being muted every single day. Every single day for the last 2 weeks. The VODs are being muted. And it's very cumbersome because it's the same music other people are using. Geo, first. Thank you. We're gonna rock and roll it, right? There we go.
Music.
Oh, thank you. I'm just kind of feeling a little distraught. Over the whole music thing on stream. I'm tired of being muted. That's all I can say. I'm tired of being muted. Every day for the last 2 weeks, my stream has been muted. Getting 2-3 strikes every day. I don't know. Autobot has it out for me now. I don't know what else to say. It's extremely frustrating.
Hello there.
Hello there. Hi,
Geomatrix.
Elliot.
Twitch has problems.
Well, Twitch is trying to fix the problems. I watched part of their live stream yesterday, and they know of the problems, so they're aware of it. And it's going to take a lot of people power to fix the problems. And they're talking about having more people and doing away with the Autobot. But you know how many streamers there are in a day?
Wow, this blanket has come a long way.
Oh, it has come a long way, hasn't it? We finally made it to the blue. Almost done with our first skein of yarn, or first cupcake. This is the Lion Brand cupcake. We finally made it to the actual name of the yarn, which is called Robin's Egg. So this is a Robin's Egg blue. But getting there, oh my gosh, getting there has been tough. My hair's a mess. I spent some time out in the garage, and whew, is it hot? Is it hot? Let me grab a couple bags here. So this is a bat that I've processed before on the drum carder. So this is 100% Cheviot wool that I dyed. I've shared, oh, I got bits that had come off the carder from the previous carding. But anyway, so I did this, what, a week or two ago. And today I was out there and I decided to blend it with some of the alpaca that I've washed yesterday. So here that is blended with some alpaca. You could definitely still see the alpaca in here, so it's gone through the carder twice. I really need to go through with it in the carder probably a third or fourth time. Sorry, here's a piece of grass I want to pick out. Pick. Can't pick enough. Can't pick at it enough, but definitely can tell the difference. It definitely needs to be carded a third time. So blending's possible. I definitely want to get this blended together a bit more before I feel like I'm done with it. So I kind of did that today, but then my back started hurting, and it was just it was a lot. It was hot. I'm just like, okay, it's too hot. I'm sweating.
That is a beautiful red.
It is a nice dark maroon. A nice dark maroon. So I'm still working on that. I'm sure I don't have enough of this. Well, there might be enough of this maroon color to do maybe the warp for the spin, but I'm not sure. I still have more picking to do before I could get more of it carded, and it's a process. And with it being so hot in the garage, I just can't. I just can't, and it's too messy to do in the house. Now if I had a good shaded area outside, maybe. I don't even know how much is in this. Let's see if we can get the scale in here.
BRB.
No problem. Ounces. I was hoping for at least 2 ounces. It's 2.28. 2.28 ounces. So that's good. I'm trying to turn you off now. I turned it off and right back on. So this is 2 ounces. But I feel like it needs to go through the carder a third time to really get the two fibers blended really well. It's a lot. I'm not a machine. I wish I had a machine to do it. But it would be expensive. Probably more than what my house costs. Because these machines are very, very, very old. Lolo is back there. She come to hang out a little bit. I meant to put more food out there for her. The hens just had a frozen snack. I don't know. It is warm. It's probably warmer in the garage. I could have probably opened the doors and stuff and been better. But we're at a sunny 80 degrees currently. Is where things are at. Currently where things are at. I tried to use Stream Safe Music off YouTube. That didn't work. Channel was muted for 4 different songs for that yesterday. Pretzel Rocks apparently is not working because that's been happening there too. I'm at a loss. I don't know. This Autobot just really has it out for me, and I'm just, I want to go kill the Autobot. I'm too small of a channel to be worrying about that. It's not like I'm a big gamer, well, I do have over 900 followers now, so maybe, I don't know. Maybe they pay closer attention when you hit 900? I don't know. Abby, Abby, Abby. Abby, Abby. Yeah, meowsers.
Knitter girl. It is happening to a lot of streamers.
Yeah, and it's... Life is just a little frustrating right now. Streaming life is a little frustrating right now.
Fibers.
Hello, Knitter girl. Yeah. Just kind of at a pretty big loss here of all the things. I don't know. I didn't look at Ferric. Hello.
Stream elements.
So we are at
enjoy your beautiful lurk.
49% humidity. UV index is very high. Yeah. So yeah, it was very hot in the garage. Trying to crank that drum carder, and I got that bat through twice, but it needs to go through at least one more time. So I can try to get the fibers integrated together a bit better before I'm comfortable with calling it a bat to spin. And maybe the last time I take it off, I'll use a...
Hello, Miss Abby.
Yeah, you heard her. I'll use my Diz and make it into a ball. That way it'll make it easier and quicker for spinning, instead of leaving it as a bat. Big old fiber bat. We're gonna knock it out of the park with that bat. I just gotta get everything carded. See, if I were to take it to the mill, it would be $7 a pound just to have it carded.
Knitter girl.
Right off the machine is
the
roofing.
Temperature is 13, feels like 12, and humidity is 51%.
Okay, Celsius. Let me go do the conversion. So here it is 27 Celsius with 49% humidity. So yeah, for me it feels warm. Of course it doesn't help I'm wearing socks today because, yeah, my feet have dry cracks on them.
Did we get an Abby squeak?
You did hear an Abby squeak. Yes, yes. She came and ate up the last of the snackies that were sitting here and she left. Mia's not even in the room. Yeah, Mia's not even in here today either, so...
51% humidity is high for us.
Wow, yeah. I imagine so, but you kind of need that humidity to keep wildfires at bay up there in Canada.
Elliot Squirrel.
But this past week has been...
humidity here.
This past week has been wet.
Elliot Squirrel.
So it kind of raises the humidity.
Celsius.
Yeah, it's 27 Celsius here. Also known as 80 in Fahrenheit.
Knitter Girl. We don't feel the humidity because it's dry here.
We feel the humidity here.
Elliot Squirrel.
Humidity is what kills my lungs.
Hydrates, then.
Not too much. I've already drank 132. I think this is 32. I think this is the 32 ounce cup. Might be 24. I haven't measured. I haven't measured lately. But I've already drank one of those. I just refilled it. And my sparkling water is almost gone. So this is another 12 full fluid ounces. Plus I had 20 ounces of chicory coffee this morning. So I'm pretty hydrated. I am pretty hydrated today. The hens are going to be doing a lot of pecking. They shouldn't be at the feeder a whole lot.
Welcome to Cave Fibers. I hope you enjoy the stream.
Hubby said he'd fix the feeders, but he hasn't. He's so focused on his game that it hasn't been done. And I'm tired of wasting feed on the ground rather than them eating it from the feeders. So, yeah, I haven't filled the feeder until I see a lot more on the ground eaten. I don't know. The only other thing I could do is go out there and shovel and sift the ground and put it back in their feeder. And then they're just going to put it right back on the ground. So, chickens. Kids, I don't know. I don't know. That's a whole thing, I guess. They're just being ornery. But this has become a problem where I fill the feeder and the next day it's empty. And there's no way they're eating that much food. They're going through way too much. Oh, Lolo might be leaving. She heard something in the neighbor's yard. Let me look. I don't see anything, but that doesn't mean at her angle she doesn't see something. And as we were leaving for church last night, I saw the skunk scoot around our yard, across our yard. I'm like, oh boy. Skunk is back. And I noticed it ate probably half of the dry cat food I had out because the cats didn't eat it. Duck hasn't been around. Wasn't around yesterday. She was here the day before,
Elliot
but she
squirrel.
wasn't here yesterday.
So glad we don't have skunks in the UK.
Well, they're not bad. I mean, they're not any different than the possums around. They just, you know, they eat dead animals and bugs and stuff in the ground. I'm sure they would be happy to have an egg or two, but I'm not going to give them an egg or two. I don't want to influence that any. And actually yesterday I collected 9 eggs, even though I am down 2 hens. So instead of having 14 hens, I have 12. And I still collected 9 eggs yesterday. So they're still doing fine. They're still happy. If they're making eggs, they're happy. So hopefully we can just keep the flock healthy, you know. I try every day to keep them happy and healthy. I'm more concerned about them than myself, sadly. But that's what we do, right? With our kids, we worry about our kids more than we worry about ourselves. I think that's a whole thing. Pretty sure that's a whole thing. Well, apparently they've been hearing knocking noises about where the sub disappeared. So I'm thinking the reason why they're not seeing the sub is because it sank to the ground and all the sediment and stuff at the ocean floor has come up and settled back on the sub. So they're not going to see it. They got to find a way, figure out a way to get that sub out. You think being metal, they'd be able to find it with a metal detector or something. Then again, it is the ocean, bottom of the ocean, Atlantic Ocean. You can pay $20,000 per person to go in this sub to see the Titanic. This is a whole thing. And now the sub is lost. They lost the sub with people in it. I heard two of the people in there are a father-son duo. I don't know how many other people are in there. There's got to be somebody driving the sub.
Elliot
oh
no, that is not good.
There's got to be at least 3 people in it, but I don't know.
Them.
They need to rescue it soon because they're probably running out of air. I'm sure they only have so many hours of air, and last I heard they only had 40 hours of air left. So, and that was, yesterday.
Elliot squirrel. Oh geez, that is terrifying.
Yeah, very terrifying. I would not pay that kind of money anyway to go see the Titanic. I can watch it on my television set. I don't need to go see it in person. It does not interest me at all. Nope. I don't see why they don't have some kind of line or rope or something between the sub and the boat that dropped the sub. It's just a little capsule kind of sub. It's not a big submarine sub. It's just a little, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 person kind of sub.
There's 5 people on it, and one of them is the creator of the craft. And it was $200,000 per person.
200,000. So yeah. And 2 of the people are father-son. Yeah. I wouldn't pay $20,000, let alone $200,000. I wouldn't pay $1,000. Nope. Not worth my life. Not that, I'm anybody special. I'm
squirrel.
not.
Wow, that is an expensive way to be in a lot of danger.
Right.
Elliot Squirrel. And maybe die.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Motato 96.
That's for sure.
I'm satisfied with seeing pictures, lol.
Me
Not
too,
something I
right?
need to experience.
I've seen videos of it. You know, I'm satisfied with that. Seen videos, I've watched the movies. I'm satisfied enough with that. I don't need to actually go see it. Nope, does not appeal. Does not appeal at all. You know, it's like all those people that jump from planes.
Sarcastic
Perfectly
yard
good planes are just going to
the
go jump
blanket
out of
looks
it.
so pretty.
Thank you. It is coming along very nicely. I still have a whole nother round of this cable to do, and then I'll probably change it up again after these 5 rounds.
Sarcastic Iron Hoarder.
Thank you,
Stream
Knitter
elements.
Girl. Thank you, Knitter Girl.
Go follow Sarcastic Iron Hoarder. Another awesome channel to hang out at https://www.twitch.tv/sarcasticyarnhoarder.
Yep, what he said.
Sarcastic Yarn Hoarder. Thai.
Oh, thank you. You're welcome.
Knitter Girl.
You're welcome.
You are very welcome.
Indeed, indeed. So, I feel like my
Sarcastic
channel
Yarn
has
Hoarder.
taken...
Apparently that's Lolo's new spot.
Yeah, she likes being in the shade there by the
Knitter
hens.
Girl.
It gets a cool breeze and stuff there, so I think she is pretty happy there. Excuse me. I haven't sat down, and now that I've sat down, I'm tired. So, breakfast today consisted of cinnamon bread from the Amish bakery that I toasted and buttered. It was so good. It was so nummy. And I thought of Geo with every bite. Just a little bit of a tease. And then lunch, I had scrambled eggs on a piece of sourdough
Back from ads.
toast, and I put a piece of cheese on the sourdough toast. This is also bread that came from the Amish bakery. And then I put the scrambled eggs. Well, when I scrambled the eggs, I added turmeric, garlic, and ginger. It was very delicious. That was my lunch. That was my lunch. Now see, yesterday too, Gray and White Cat, I've been calling her One-Eyed Sue because she's she's blind in one, completely blind in one eye. It's all cloudy and yucky. And I know that cat came from the house that had 8. Lolo, however.
I watch ads because I am helping supporting my favorite streamer.
Yep, thank you. It's either that or change the channel. Just doing all the things. Trying to keep up with keeping up, and I don't know. I feel like my stream took a step forward with getting the blurb, the sound effects stuff Took a step forward with that, but then I feel like I've taken 3 steps back with
Sarcastic
this
yarn hoarder.
music issue.
I had frozen waffles and some fudge I got from Buck's EES, kind
Ooh.
of a huge service station larger than a grocery store that sells everything and makes their own jerky, barbecue,
Ooh,
and
nice.
20-something flavors of fudge. Not the healthiest breakfast, but tasty.
There's no duck here. Not yet. She might appear. It's sunny enough. She might come by. I did not see her at all yesterday. Little duck. Missy duck.
Elliot Squirrel. I just wanted to send an alert cause you mentioned them.
Didn't scare me this time. Good try though, sarcastic.
Sarcastic yarn hoarder. Ditto.
Right, it's so quiet without the music. I like having the music background, but what can I do? I'm at a loss. I used streamer safe music yesterday and still had 2 songs muted, but it played the one song twice. So there's 3 muted sections in there. I can't win. Y'all don't want to hear me play the piano, guitar, violin, or dulcimer, but those are the instruments I have. You definitely don't want to hear me play any of them, any more than my singing. It would be too distracting. But to come up with 4 hours of music would be hard.
You can strum a guitar and knit. Knitter girl.
That would be hard.
The only time the humidity goes high is because it is raining or thunderstorms. Elliot Squirrel. It doesn't matter how it sounds, that is impressive.
No. I have the instruments, I just haven't learned how to play them very well.
Sarcastic yarn hoarder. I think she would need another pair of arms.
Right? I need to become an octopi.
Elliot Squirrel.
Something.
At sarcastic yarn hoarder probabki.
Maybe I should do a 4-hour stream of nothing but piano and guitar music. Come up with 4 hours of my own thing. I'm going to take a quick moment and take Lolo some food. I see she's just kind of hanging out there. I think she's kind of waiting for some food. So I'm going to be right back. I'm sorry about that, but I'll be right back.
Sarcastic yarn hoarder. Feed the kitty.
Okay, there we go. Kitty is eating. She is eating. Mia is sleeping out the back door. Abby's sleeping in the window seat in the living room, so that's where my two kitties are at.
Welcome back.
Thank you, Knitter Girl. Heart's back. We'll figure things out. Hopefully things will get better, but right now I'm kind of not feeling it, I guess. Got all the things happening here.
Knitter Girl. Things will work out in the end.
I hope so. I was watching Dragon Rider's chat earlier. I was lurking in her place there, her stream. It's quite distracting with her daughter playing a game in the background. I don't even know what game she was playing, but it was a little distracting. I know she uses Pretzel Rock's music too, but apparently she's not having the issues I'm having with Pretzel Rocks. It's probably more Twitch's issue than Pretzel Rock's issue, so all I can do is keep...
KB, how are you today?
Hey Lullaby, I'm alright.
I bought a new kick toy and scratch pad for my kitties yesterday. They've already disemboweled the kick toy and broke the scratcher.
Oh my gosh. I got my two cats a new toy and they won't touch it. I don't know why I even bother with cat toys. They're like, nope, don't want that. Nope, no thank you. They'd rather play with milk rings or pom-poms, that kind of thing, than an actual cat toy. Oops, that's a knit. Pearl join.
Sarcastic yarn hoarder. Stripes was pulling it out of the bag before I could put it down.
Must have had some nip in it or something. Something very attractive.
Lullaby Melodia. Twitch is also annoying me with Pretzel Rocks, feeling like I am gonna stop using it. Can't be bothered to keep having to appeal the muted audios.
Right? Every day for the last 2 weeks. That's all I've done. I sit here and spend 2 hours trying to unmute all of my streams to get appeal everything. I have been uploading all my VODs into YouTube, but YouTube doesn't have a problem with any of the audio. It's all freaking Twitch. Twitch's Autobot. It's extremely frustrating. But I was watching Dragon Rider Cat stream today, and I know she uses Pretzel Rocks because she has it every song announce in her chat.
I haven't had any notifications and I use Pretzel Rocks.
Yeah, see?
They must have changed something recently cause this didn't used to happen.
Yeah, it's been fine for the last 4 years up until the last 2 weeks. The last 2 weeks, this week and last week, nothing but muted audio like 3 to 4 times every stream. And it's not like I'm changing the music. I'm just using whatever Pretzel Rocks has to offer. I don't know. I used to pay for Pretzel Rocks, but I haven't paid for it the last year and a half. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm at a loss. other people don't have the issues I've been having, so I don't know. I just don't know.
Lullaby Melody.
It's very discerning,
I was
though.
thinking about getting the upgrade, but I certainly won't now.
I don't know if the upgrade is any better because you're still getting the same songs. They just open up all the channels to you. Is basically what it is. And if I continue to have these problems, I don't know what else to do. I have a friend. She actually lives in the same state I do, but she's a gaming streamer and she's got lots of followers.
Uses something else, but I think she pays for it. But they are also going up against YouTube for her about stolen VODs.
Yeah, it's funny. It's weird. I know she started posting all of her VODs on YouTube too, and somebody else has claimed that she's stealing them when they've been stealing hers. Yeah, that's been happening too. I just keep, every time I notice one pop up, I go report that stream, so I'm constantly, I spend hours here. Hours. Checking YouTube for my VODs. Trying to appeal all the mute issues on my VODs. It's a headache. And I'm starting to feel streaming is not worth it at all. But I love being here with you guys. I love spending the time with you guys. And I don't know. There's problems and they need to work it out. Because I'm just going to continue to keep appealing until they, fix the problems.
Lullaby
just
Melody.
Like Gary the chat bot.
Lots of people are going over to Kick. Sarcastic Yarn Hoarder.
Going over to Kick.
How do you search for your VODs if they've been stolen?
Well, I search for my name. I go into YouTube. Here, let me finish this row and I'll show you. I'll show you what I do. I'm already logged into YouTube now, but I'll show you what I do. I'll show you over the chicken cam. I don't know how well you guys can see that. If you want me to blow the chicken cam up so you can see better, I'll be happy to do that. Just a moment here. Pearl knit. Okay. I consider there and back a row. I don't know why. I'm still signed into YouTube currently. Sorry, my mouse. The blanket is in the way of the mouse. So let me see. YouTube. To here, I'm already signed into YouTube because I see my thing in the top right corner. Let me see. Chicken camera. Let's make this bigger so you guys can see better. So this is what I'm doing. So I will go into the search bar and I'll search for my name, KB Fibers. And if you see this, and if it's not my name right here, then that's not me. This is me. This is me. That is mine. This is not mine. Somebody else stole this video a month ago with 2.3k views. I never get that many views on mine. So I'm going to go over to the three dots and click on report. Misleading. I don't know what else you're supposed to click. I just been clicking on misleading. That's Carrie Penny, Happy Crafty. So here's another one. I can even, I've clicked on this guy before. He's stolen right here. All of these videos are all mine. So then at this point, what I do,
isn't there a copyright claim option?
Technically my stuff isn't copyrighted. So I can click on report. They did change this though. Misinformation.
Lullaby Melodia.
I could actually say it is, but I don't
Lullaby
have
Melodia.
a copyright
It
number
belongs to you,
or
you own the
anything.
copyright.
Yeah, but how do I prove it? I don't have,
Sarcastic yarn hoarder. Infringing your rights. Lullaby Melodia. You don't need one.
You do when you're reporting it. They ask you for one. I don't have that.
Lullaby Melodia. You can show them your Twitch account. Sarcastic yarn hoarder. Your initial recording.
But a lot of these I don't have the initial recording because Twitch only holds them for 14 days. So if it's older than 14 days, such as this video, infringes my rights. Is that what we click on? Choose one. So if I click on copyright issue, trademark infringement, technically that could count because of my logo.
They can tell from your channel that it's you.
Yeah, but they don't know me from this person. Obviously, I'm not a Kevin, but I could click on counterfeit.
Sarcastic yarn hoarder. The fact that it's a video of you.
Yeah, but I have no proof. How do I prove that it's me? Copyright issue next. So here they go through the whole thing of telling you all about submit a copyright removal request.
Sarcastic yarn
Photo
hoarder.
ID, they don't ask
no
for
one.
one.
Is you.
Right, but how do I prove online that it's me? I could have, anybody could have started a Twitch channel and, attached my name.
Sarcastic yarn hoarder. I would pick counterfeit.
He says, if you are copyright protected, work was posted on YouTube without your authorization, you can submit a copyright removal request to request that the content be removed. Submitting a copyright removal request is a legal process. So does that mean I need legal representation? Do I need to get a lawyer? Copyright expectations, you need to consider whether fair use, fair dealing, or similar copyright exception applies. YouTube may ask you to confirm you've made this consideration. If you do not adequately respond, the content identified in your removal request is not removed from YouTube. If a copyright exception applies, then the removal request you submit is considered invalid.
Sarcastic yarn hoarder. Click on the link for copyright protected.
Now, so you have to submit stuff for copyright. It's just like my books. I had to pay an extra fee to have my books copyright. I could have published my books and not have copyright protection. Can YouTube determine copyright ownership? Answer right there. No. YouTube isn't able to mediate
Melodia.
rights ownership
It's produced
disputes.
by Twitch, so may fall under theirs.
Yeah, but this is posted in YouTube. They're stealing my Twitch videos and posting them on YouTube. Copyright is not the same as a trademark. Trademark is a different thing.
See what it says about which types of work are subject to copyright.
Now this one here, what is the difference between copyright and privacy? Just because you appear in a video, image, or audio recording does not mean you own the copyright to it. For example, if your friend filmed a conversation between the two of you, they would own the copyright to that video recording. The words the two of you are speaking are not subject to copyright separately from the video itself unless they were fixed in advance. If your friend or someone else uploaded a video, image, or recording of you without your permission, and you feel it violates your privacy or safety, you may look into filing a privacy complaint. Which types of work are subject for copyright? Audiovisual works such as TV shows, movies, online videos, sound recordings, musical compositions, written works such as lectures, articles, books, and musical composition, video works such as paintings, posters, and advertisements, video games, computer software, dramatic works such as plays and musicals. Ideas, facts, and processes are not subject to copyright. According to copyright law, in order to be eligible for copyright protection, a work must be creative and it must be fixed in a tangible medium. Names and titles are not by themselves subject to copyright.
Sarcastic yarn hoarder. So your streams are audio-visual works?
Yeah.
Sarcastic yarn hoarder. I'd at least try to fill out the form.
But I don't think I could under copyright. Giving credit to the copyright owner means you can use their content. Giving credit to the copyright owner does not automatically give you rights to use their copyrighted work.
Sarcastic
now see, the only way...
Click on the copyright removal requests link.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Sarcastic yarn hoarder. Submit a copyright removal request on the right.
That's what we're on. That's the page we're on.
Sarcastic yarn hoarder. Click the blue button.
Don't get me in trouble here.
Lullaby Melodia. Click the blue button. Sarcastic yarn hoarder. So far the form does not ask for a copyright number.
Phone, email, secondary email, relationship to copyright content, country, address, city, state, zip, removal options, legal agreements.
Sarcastic yarn hoarder. I would fill that out after stream. Sarcastic yarn hoarder. Ah, little Lolo. Sarcastic yarn hoarder. I can see her so much better when the camera is big like this XD.
Uh-huh, you can.
Sarcastic yarn hoarder. With her little socks. Sarcastic yarn hoarder. WHYYY, is it so hot?
I know, right? It is so hot today. I just want to bathe in a bathtub full of ice cream. I understand that the abuse of this tool, such as submitting removal requests for content I do not own, may result in termination of YouTube account. Oh, videos requested for removal.
Sarcastic yarn hoarder. It already feels like 103 outside.
My video URL. See, this is the problem I've been coming into right here. The video URL right here. They took that one video, broke it down into 8 videos to post on their YouTube. And that was back when, let's see, I was making the
Lullaby Melodia. Did you export the VOD to YouTube?
I did not. Not that one. I don't think I put that one on YouTube. I've been trying to do that with my videos, but I don't think that one made it on there yet.
Sarcastic yarn hoarder.
That was...
Does it let you submit the form without filling it in?
No.
Lullaby Melodia. Then pick any VOD from Twitch and use that and try to leave a note to say it was an older VOD you no longer have.
Well, then how can I prove that it's mine if I no longer have it?
Sarcastic yarn hoarder.
That becomes...
Sounds like a plan.
That becomes the problem.
Lullaby Melodia. They can see it's you from other VODs.
See, I'm trying to get into
Sarcastic
my
yarn
Twitch
hoarder.
video.
Because the video will show you in your house with your cats and someone else wouldn't have that.
Oh, let's see. Pink Panther. That's what I was making. That is from May 23rd. So let me go here. I did find it. Video URL copy. Paste. Title. Broadcast date, June, so that would be May 23rd. Location, infringed content. It's an entire video. Okay, I'm going to move this over here so I don't show any important information. Or private information. Make sure I have this all filled out correctly. I think everything is filled out. Submit. It's not accepting the URL. Okay, so I need to click back. Videos. So do I have to do this for all 8?
Lullaby Melodia. Maybe this is something you need to report to Twitch then.
Twitch won't do anything about it. I've tried that route. I've tried all kinds of routes. I wish there was a place on here for a note to say this whole channel has stolen all of my video. They just broke it down.
Sarcastic Yarn Hoarder. Maybe start with 1 and see how it goes before you keep submitting them. Then you could like fill out 1 a day or something.
You have unsaved changes to the below video entry. You must add or cancel before you can submit. Okay, add to list.
Lullaby Melodia.
Submit.
Maybe there is a report channel option instead of report video.
I'm not a robot. This table shows the status of each of your post requests. You can expand the row to view additional information. I'm just going to report the one for now, and see how that goes. Because there are other channels that have done the same thing. Here's another one. You know, here's another one. So there's 2. Here's another one. 3. This is the one I just reported. Here's 4. So there's four other ones besides that one. I've reported this person before.
Well, that would be nice.
See, and they've taken a video. This is that hooded, what do they call that? Hooded cowl that I made with Geo. This has become a huge problem everywhere. It's just a big problem. And that's on top of, this is what I'm looking at here. All of these muted audio. And thing is, these videos here have the same music as those. So, I don't understand. That one there is unpublished. Yeah. But yet there are 0 copyright issues on my channel, but yet they're muting audio. So I'm having to go through and clicking all of those things to unmute my audio. I don't know, y'all. I just kind of at a loss here. Kind of feeling at a loss. Back to creator dashboard here. Oops. I didn't see where Lolo went. She's probably laying underneath the nesting box there on the right. Yep. Issues everywhere. Let's get back to this. Maybe I should have changed the stream title for today. Music-free video. Because Twitch Automod hates me. Because this whole week and the end of last week, that's all we've had is the chill station from Pretzel Rocks that I listen to. And what's the other one? I clicked on the like one yesterday, and apparently there's more on there that is muted audio. I mean, muted audio is better than having a copyright strike, but still, I'm using a forum that's approved by Twitch to use for music. Just like the chatbot is also approved by Twitch to use for the text-to-speech bot. I don't know. It all seems very confusing. I'm trying not to get into trouble here, but, you know, this is kind of ridiculous. Go behind here, grab those two, pinch swap, net, pearl, net. Slip, and we'll do some left-handed knitting.
Sarcastic yarn hoarder. My school district is having an online auction, and so far I have the high bid of $5 for a 4-foot wide, 6-foot tall bookcase.
Oh, wow.
I have 4 days, 21 hours to go.
That's a long time to go. Is the school closing, or are they just getting new equipment? Why don't they use the bookcases for the library? I don't know.
Sarcastic yarn hoarder.
Questions.
No, just new furniture.
Oh, so they're getting new furniture and stuff for the school.
Sarcastic yarn hoarder. They have one of these every year.
Wow.
Sarcastic yarn hoarder. Once I got a deep freeze for $25.
Oh,
It
wow.
worked for about another 7 years.
Well, that's cool. I still have a refrigerator sitting in my driveway. It's been out there for a few months. Husband said he'd take care of it. You see how well he's taking care of it, right? It's still sitting there. I don't think he's even...
Sarcastic yarn hoarder. Bulk pickup doesn't come by.
Not in the country. Nope. And being a refrigerator, it has
Sarcastic yarn hoarder.
refrigeration, so...
He probably doesn't even see it anymore.
Probably. Probably.
Sarcastic yarn hoarder. It's just part of the landscape.
Yeah. Probably. He's just so used to it being there. I mean, it still works. The fridge part still works. The freezer part leaks. And, yeah. There was another issue we were having with it. But in the freezer section, I think the freezer part stopped working after a while. What word is being blocked? I can't tell.
Sarcastic
It's
yarn
underneath
hoarder.
where I can
You could
see.
take the door off and make it into a shrine for the Virgin Mary like people do with old bathtubs XD.
Ah. I would be afraid of the neighborhood. That's why we have it tied up, tied closed, and then the rope goes inside the garage, without obstructing the door opener. Hi, Mia. Because we have a kid that rides his bike
Sarcastic
around
yarn
our
hoarder.
driveway. Why, I don't
Probably
know.
the word
But
that means someone that has not had smecks.
I did not want him to, get himself trapped in it or crawl. Kids do dumb things. And so we were trying to protect ourselves from anything like that. So it is tied closed. But even then, still not a guarantee. But I don't know. It is a refrigerated item. So I'm sure there's chemicals in it that, I can't take to the dump without having to pay for them to take it. Yeah. I know the power company used to come and pick them up, and they would fix them and resell them. And we've done that before with refrigerators. They've come and picked it up
Sarcastic yarn
and
hoarder.
took
Dang, I'm
it.
getting automod med today. Sarcastic yarn hoarder.
Hey, Yarnia.
Or put it on its back and turn it into a raised planter after removing the doors. Total redneck.
Yeah, but we'd still have to do something with the refrigeration in it. All the chemicals for the refrigeration, we'd have to do something with that. Because we can get in serious trouble if that gets a leak and
Sarcastic
leaks
yarn
into the
hoarder.
ground.
Could you drain it?
I don't know how, and I don't know what to do with it once I've drained it. That's the problem. How do you dispose of the, the chemicals? That's the whole issue.
Sarcastic yarn hoarder. Seal it up in old paint cans and take it to a hazardous chemical collection point.
Yeah, there's a whole issue there. Yeah. We're approaching the corner. So I got 1, 2, 3 more joins.
Sarcastic yarn hoarder. I'm going to go fix myself a little lunch snack.
Alright, have a good snack. Miss Mia has appeared there in the back behind me. Now I can't stop yawning. Sorry guys. I'm sorry everybody. Bum. I did a little knitting on the second piece of the Great Valley. I'm going to call it a tank top. It's kind of like a tank top. Has no sleeves. Sure, we could put sleeves on it if we wanted to. What's up, Mia Mia? What's up? Where you at? What are you doing? Oops,
Nipple
project
girl.
fell.
Hello, Mia.
Where's she at? Mia. There you are. There you are. What you doing? Oh, I gotcha. I gotcha. Hi, baby. What's you doing, Mia Mia? She wanted to come say hello to everybody. She wanted to come say hello. Did you want to come say hello? How you doing, sweet pea? No, I don't want you on the table, honey. Yeah, I don't want you on the table. Yeah. There we go. That's a good girl. Thank you for visiting. Let's get back to work. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Next row is the start of the short rows for the corner. So here we go. Purl, turn, work across. Purl, purl, join. So that is the one stitch before. And this is halfway through. Halfway through. One repeat. So now we're going to do this back and forth again. There we go, and we're going to turn at this point and do the cable. Meow, what's up, Meow Meow? Do you want more pets? Oh, nope, you're up in your tower. You're good now. You'll settle in for a nap. And there, Lolo has returned into the chicken cam for a nap. Oops. Start the second repeat of 3.
Knitter girl. Happy first day of summer.
Oh, is it? Really? It very well could be. There we go. Ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. Okay, that's halfway through, so I'm going to take this marker and I'm going to put it on the current stitch and mark that because that's now the new corner, and we're starting our 5th time around. 1, 2, 3, 4. This will start the 5th time around for this cable, but we still need to finish the rest of this repeat and do one more short row repeat. Turn at this point, slipping 2 with yarn in front, knitting the 2,
Knitter girl. The longest day of the year.
swapping them out. Yeah, that's what I hear. We're starting the 3rd time. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. Just reach the almost to the mark. It's the last join for the corner, but I still have the other half of the short row to do here. Got this, we got this, we got this. Do the second half. Turn that knit. Turn again. Join that together with the yarn over. Work 4. Yarn over for the turn. 2 forward. Knit 2. Swap them out. Purl knit knit. Okay, that completes all the short rows for the corner. Now I just need to go up this side. We got this. Another 20 minutes of this, and then we'll swap over to the Great Valley top. Back to the usual knitting away on this. Thought there was a hair there. To join. Turn and go back. This time with the keyboard. Bum 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 bum. Watch them mute that. Knowing my luck. Knowing my luck as it may be. goodness, this thing hates me. Such a sleepy kitty, Missy Lolo. Mia's up here, she's cleaning herself. She's cleaning herself. Turn things so you can see her a little better. Cable, 4-stitch. Now I need to think about the next 4-stitch cable, because once we make it back to this point, back to this corner, we'll be changing out those center 4 stitches into a different cable, because this is what I've been doing. Goodness. Let's take a drink of ice cold water. I have ginger floating in there as well. Whew. Almost time to get up and stretch. Whew. Get the blood flowing, wake up. Okay, about 10 more minutes here. I will be switching projects. So instead of doing the 10-stitch cable, I'll switch over to the Great Valley tank top. It's also ended along with Yarnia. See several of you over there too.
Jane Wing. Hey KB and chat.
Hey Jane, how are you? Happy Wednesday. Apparently first day of summer.
Jane Wing. Trying not to have a heat stroke.
Ooh, right?
Jane
It
Wing.
is hot.
LOL. Knitter girl. Hello at Jane Wing.
We are in the
Jane
80s
Wing.
here today.
Staying inside. Jane Wing. Hey at Knitter girl.
I did about sweat to death out in the garage trying to use my drum carter. Been using it in the garage because, well, carting is dirty work. There's dirt, there's grass, there's all kinds of stuff that flies out of that.
Massive heat
Wow.
wave here in Texas. I think heat index was 117F yesterday.
Ooh, way too hot for this girl. 80 is more than enough for me. I don't like it hotter than that because it just gets so uncomfortable and sticky. So it's about that time of year. Well, I will be
I totally am with you. 80 is my limit.
right. Disappearing quack. Thank you, Lullaby.
Knitter girl.
Quack quack.
We get dry heat.
Yeah, Texas is dry heat. Here we get very humid heat. And the humidity, it just, it makes it unbearable. You don't have to do a whole lot of anything. You could just stand outside and just be dripping in sweat. It's gross. It's just gross.
Gene Wing.
But that's what it's like here.
Texas is humid heat. It is so bad.
Yes. Yes, yes. Because they're in the Gulf. Big body of water there to bring in the humidity. Yup. I can understand. Totally understand.
Gene Wing. But I have the fans going and got a project off the loom today, so happy about that.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I have a fan on. The air conditioning is on. It hasn't been running, though. Not a whole lot.
Girl.
As long as I keep the fans
Alberta
running,
is
it
so
keeps
far
the
away
humidity
from the
out.
oceans.
Yeah, I don't know. We have humid heat here because of all the rivers that run through. There's a lot of rivers and streams, especially coming off all the mountains and the big hills that are around. All the water runs down. So it comes through the river that's a quarter mile, maybe half a mile. Half a mile west or so.
We have 2 rivers here.
Yeah, there's all kinds of streams and rivers and things here. Because it's all the water coming down off the hills and the upper areas that dry faster. Because they're up higher. It's just the nature of things. It's how things go.
Knitter Girl. We have the Bow River and Elbow River.
Nice. We've got Dry Run, we've got Paint Creek, we have the Scioto River, let's see, there's also, what is that, Ross County man-made pond.
Hey again, JB. Elliot Squirrel.
Hey again, Elliot. Welcome back. Welcome back. My goodness, I'm sorry. I don't know why I am so tired and yawning all the time now.
Knitter Girl. We have man-made lakes.
Yes, we have man-made lakes here.
Elliot Squirrel. It's humid here cause we're about 6 miles from the sea.
The pond, well, it's too small to actually be called a lake. The pond, and the local park, the park downtown, that used to be part of the river. The river used to run through there, but they averted the river from going through the downtown area. Meal person is here. Yay, before hubby gets home. So there is that. Ba-dum-ba-ba-dum-bum. Ba-dum-ba-ba-dum-bum. Sorry. Good lord. Good golly, Miss Molly. Switching up projects here pretty soon.
Elliot Squirrel. Tired tonight, Katie?
You know, it's exhausting to stand in a hot garage trying to card wool and alpaca together. It was hot. I was sweating. My hair's got to be a yucky mess because it was wet from sweat. Just, blah. Blah.
Knitter Girl. Pacific Ocean is about 2 days away from me and the Atlantic Ocean is 10 days away from me.
Well, yeah, I'm quite a ways from the oceans as well. Oh, it's 3 o'clock. Yep, 3 o'clock.
Knitter Girl. That would be driving.
Yeah, it's draining. Being in the heat is very draining. It makes you tired. Drains your body of energy. Drains your body of energy. Do the cable. We're on the last round till we switch. Blanket is not big enough yet, and this is finishing up the first skein. Almost done. Maybe we should finish this skein out and then switch to the Great Valley. I have finished nothing this week, and we're already on Wednesday, hump day.
Knitter Girl.
Middle of the
Flying
week.
would take less time.
Yeah, flying would take less time.
Elliot Squirrel. I'm sure you made a lot of progress on a lot of things though, KB.
These are the only 2 projects I've been working on all week. And I doubt if I get either one done by the end of the week. It'd be nice to finish these before July, but I also have a lot of carding I need to do, and keeping up with housework and feeding myself and the hubs, and keeping up with the cats and the chickens and the yard work and the housework. It's a lot. So the whole month of July I will be spinning. The only wheel I'm planning to use is Susie, the Maha Craft, made by Maha Craft. Maha Craft Susie. So I need to get her out and cleaned up and oiled and lubed and make sure all of the bobbins are empty and all for everything. I'm doing TDF, but I am not participating in any online streams, online venues. Maybe I'm saying that wrong. I'm not joining any teams or anything. I'm just doing it to be doing it on my own. I'm not gonna participate in the cyber thing this year or on Ravelry. And then we have the beaded dragon. We have tatting we want to do, both needle and shuttle. Yeah. All kinds of things.
Jane Wayne. Are there a lot of streamers on Stitch doing TDF? I only know of you and Yarn Crafters.
Well, there's JK Knits, there's Rogue. Yeah, there's a whole group. There's they're mostly doing it in Discord. But they're part of teams and stuff in Discord. I did purchase the patches for
Jane Wayne.
the Spinathon Cyber.
I didn't know they streamed still.
Cyber Fibers. Yeah, when they can. You know, JK just had a child recently, and so, you know, she can only stream.
Oh, those are cute.
You know, when she streams when she can. But she's got a lot of things going on too. Because they are a military family, they do move around a lot, so all kinds of things between having kids and having to move and, you know, all kinds of things. So they made these fun patches. And this is like a wrist handle with a key ring on it. So I could have had it personalized with name or whatever on the back, but I chose not to have it personalized. I could have had them put like KB Fibers on there or something, but I did not. It's fine. It's plain. It's fine. I actually prefer it plain. And the hubby is home. But I do need to take a restroom break. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to finish up using the rest of this skein before I swap projects. Normally, when I take my half-time break, so halfway through stream, I stop to use the restroom and fill my cup and do all the things. And then I come back for another 2 hours and finish out stream. But right now, I need to take my restroom break. I'll continue with the cable project until I run out of yarn here. I do have another cake ready to go, but I'll wait to join that in tomorrow, and then we'll switch to this project. So I'll be right back in a couple minutes. I'm just going to the bathroom, stretching my legs, doing all the things. Do what you need to do, and we'll be back here in a few minutes.